On the road of life, let no obstacle, great or small, stand in your way. Hi, my name is Warren. It's another day out here in the metropolis. I'm employed, as you might see, as an ambassador for a very, very influential downtown artist who's been featured in the New York Times. This guy, he is a genius. He paints these pithy sayings all across the city. But then he got arrested, because I guess it is illegal, and he hired me to watch his cat while he's in jail. Free art! Free art! Free art! I have taken it upon myself, as someone very dedicated, to keep the artist's vision with the people on the street, even though the artist is incarcerated. So, I made these flyers with the sayings he once painted on the sidewalks and the walls, and one by one my duty calls. Good morning, sir! Would you like to brighten up your day?
No.
Well, these were made especially, but wait! Hey, mister, may I do the work of art with you today?
Not today, thanks.
But it's been created by a now! Well, screw you! Kindness is a virtue that is oftentimes ignored! Stop! Breathing, breathing, channeling the energy of positive vibrations, inviting them in one by one by one. Okay. Here's my description. The city tends to make me feel invisible. Yes, of all the superpowers, it's the one I'd like to have, but it isn't very handy when you're trying to get noticed as a pioneer of visual art. I start my every morning in the thick of all these people with my hopes and dreams restored. Then one by one, I get ignored. See? It makes me want to scream or write a manifesto that declares the city void of any soul. Hello? I nail it to the lamppost and shout it from the rooftops loud and clear. But who would hear? Well, that's auspicious. And though surely it is not a guarantee, maybe one by one, this whole entire city's gonna look at me.
Oh my God, Jason.
What is it?
This. You kept this?
Of course I did.
Top 10 things to do in New York before you leave it.
The cover story of this magazine. I threw it in the trash.
And I said go retrieve it. 9 of these things are things you've never seen. Number 10, eat a bagel.
That's the one I've done.
Number 9, for the nuts.
Does this go on?
All the way to number 1.
Number 8 insists we go to Brooklyn
to see where they make beer.
Number 7 calls for
Trapeze lessons.
She grabs my hand and suddenly we're at the pier.
They got a tent set up right by the river. This whole circus thing, who knew? You go in a classroom for an hour and they show you what to do.
And one at a time, they make you climb so high And as I go up, it's hard not to throw up. But I'm trying.
Every week we pick a number and work our way on down the list.
Broadway shows,
Botanic gardens, a tour of City Hall.
there wasn't one we missed.
Number 3 describes some cooking classes at the Institut Francais.
I'm allergic to the French, you know.
He makes a face, I sign us both up anyway.
She's got a knack for flipping over omelets. She becomes the teacher's pet.
Meanwhile, he's got yolk stuck in his egg whites, and he's getting quite upset.
I am not upset. I'm simply letting breakfast stir my soul.
So he can't cook.
But honey, look, I'm trying.
In my head, I draw a map that shows the whole entire city. I put a mental pushpin at the places where we laugh. Like number 4, that fancy store.
The salesman who ignored us.
Or number 2,
The zoo.
and that giraffe?
It was fun, you know, to see the city. I would do it all again. But that was what, almost a year ago. And all those places, well, we haven't been since then.
I remember when we finally got finished. The number 1 thing to do. I hadn't been to Central Park in ages, so I'm soaking up the view. We're just standing still, the city silhouette against the sky. And I think, why can't this moment last? Instead of slipping into the past, I want to keep that moment with me all of the time. And heaven knows that I'm...
Hey, why don't you let me be your tour guide this time? I know exactly where to find number 11.
I'm trying.
So, do you have
I
an
think this is sort of neat.
What?
You and I here to meet. It's about as precious can get. I mean, look, we're both here and we met at the Met.
Listen, are you kidding me?
Anyway, ever since I found your book, I have pictured this moment.
Really?
Wow. I imagined me standing here with Monet for a while, then you stumbling in, but with more of a smile. Yes, well, in my head we hug, and our friendship set sail like in almost, not quite, New York sort of fairy tale.
Don't touch me.
I sensed from your notebook your fiery nature, your penmanship crackles with rage.
What?
Well, your handwriting's wonderfully hard to decipher, but boy does it conjure you right off the page.
Wait, you read my notes?
You're like a hesitation, your violent punctuation. Yes, I knew right away you'd be someone to meet. It's not every day I'm convinced so completely, but something is telling me we're on the trail of a semi-could-be, quasi-sort of fairy tale.
Okay, I have a really important meeting.
This moment could be like a scene from a movie. Two strangers united by fate.
Yes,
And since I think real lives make the best kind of movie, myself over to fate. And soon, without warning, your life's gonna start one stroke at a time, like a great work of art. And now you being here, I think this could unveil a perfect, lasting, warring sort of.
I don't need to be a buzzkill, but here's something you should know. I have wasted half my morning coming here because you're a fucking weirdo. No, I will not lose my composure. Yes, I'm a simple kind of girl. Ordinarily, I take deep breaths and count to 10, but right now I'm so far from zen. But frankly, there is nothing I can do but tell you thanks for the waste of a day, and thanks for all this annoyance and strife. Yes, thanks for the waste of my time and for making me a part of your waste of a life. I came here for my book, not some stupid weirdo and his stupid painting.
This painting reminds me of people like us. Thousands of tiny specks
Oh my god.
huddled together in random arrangements that nobody expects. Every dot on its own ordinary and pale, but thrown together one by one, they make this dazzling, joyous, hopeful sort of... Never mind.
Oh wait, so can I have my book?
Oh, right, sorry.
Oh, thank God! My professor was not going to give me an extension because he's like this Stalin of English lit, who has yet to crack a smile in his life, and if I were to show him today without these notes, my life would have been over.
Okay.
Oh! Can I buy you a cup of coffee?
Really?
You're gay, right?
Uh-huh.
20 minutes.
What am I doing here? In the middle of freaking New York City, blurting out proposals and holding Cabernet. And what am I doing here with Claire? Trying to move our life somewhere she clearly doesn't want, since she is gone. And if we're moving nowhere, should I move on? I moved to the city and I thought I couldn't take it, and certainly I never thought I'd stay. But then she came along and was the one thing in this city that made me feel like I belonged here every single day. And no matter where she'd take me, somehow she could always make me feel a part of some great tapestry the world has spun. I could always count on her to not feel so alone, but suddenly that's done, isn't it? Cause now I can't make heads or tails of what we have been doing. I thought stepping up and moving would make things clear. The one thing in this city that I always thought was certain was that she and I were working hard to build a future here. And maybe I was careless, maybe I should try to wear less of my heart upon my sleeve and let her say goodbye. But I don't want to start like now, I don't want to let go, cause she's the only reason why I am living in this 100-story city where you've got to hold on tight to what you care for. She's why I'm one out of 100 million people, sticking out the angry cars, the crowded streets of like stars, putting up with so much that it's all a blur. That's what I've been doing. always told you, Claire, that there was nothing we couldn't make it through. But you've unearthed a break of clause, which is wanting to put life on pause. So Jesus, Claire, what now?
Uptown to my lit professor's office. He's like, "Let yourself off campus, don't ask me why." I'm sandwiched in between this guy who's literally drooling and some European hipster who, well, let's be honest, smells Woody Allen or Gershwin in the air. When he thought Manhattan, well, I'm not so impressed. I hear like Philip Glass at best. I spend all my time just trying to get calm, but it's not working because, like, clearly I'm a magnet for a special breed of psycho who think being weird's a valuable use of time, and my notebook likes to wander on its own across the city, taking with it my whole thesis, which I need to write like now. I don't remember the muffin scanning hives when they took Manhattan. Well, my own diagnosis says I'm creeping towards psychosis. I can seem to find a place to get calm. It's really hard, you know. I tried to take up yoga, but you'd be surprised how many folks don't think deodorant is zen. I even saw a life coach who told me I should breathe, just breathe. But every time I took in a breath, I visualized that life coach's death. She's having lunch at Cafe Pierre, and she's trucking and trucking and trucking and trucking, and finally she's calm. I'm sorry anyway. I get to my professor's, and he sits me down and tells me that my thesis on Virginia Woolf was somehow false. I tell him what I'm working from is not so much a thesis, but the fact that she went crazy, and that seems, well, apropos. My professor just tosses back his head, and a dry Manhattan. I'm wondering which will kill him quicker, the Big Apple or the liquor, when suddenly I panic and I tell myself I must get someplace calm. I up and run toward Penn Station like I swear my head was ready to blow, and I hop a train to Jersey just as fast as any person can go. The 90 minutes out I get off at some provincial hamlet I've never heard of. There's a real estate office right on the block. I can afford it to better. I go into shock. I think, what the heck? I write a check, 'cause there's sunlight and closets and laundry, but mostly it's calm. Really calm. Strangely calm. Like Times Square at 5 a.m. calm. Like totally freak me out calm. Like I'm gonna slowly go crazy and throw myself off of a balcony calm. Oh, damn it. So, I tear up my deposit and I head back toward Penn Station. And of course the subway's broken, so I walk 4 miles home. And like 14 hours later, I get back to my apartment with my crazy spastic roommates and a room, well, of my own. I've got this black and poster on my wall that says my specks of gray, all haphazardly arranged, just like they were in that Monet. And suddenly I'm struck by this bizarro revelation that, like, Warren's whacked-out theory might deserve some exploration. I sit on my bed, and I realize I'm finally calm. We met, of all places, in front of Christie's, one freakishly cold winter's day. I had on several unflattering layers of wool. He slipped on the ice with his grocery bags full. So I rescued some Fruit Loops he dropped to the curb, and he made some remark that my smile was superb. I thought that was sweet, and I started to go, when he said, "Hey, what you doing tomorrow? Because I'll be here at the corner of Bleecker and Mercer tomorrow at 7. If you want to meet up, I'll be waiting right here. And in case there are two fellas waiting for you, my name's John." He waved, and then he was gone. Needless to say, I went back there to meet him, mostly to see if he'd show, and there he was, out in the cold with his jacket pulled tight. He took me to dinner and kissed me goodnight. The next week we went to this terrible play, and the week after that drank hot chocolate all day. And suddenly 8 or 9 months had flown by, and he said, "Hey, what you doing the rest of your life? Because I'll be here, right beside you as long as you want me to be. There's no question, there is nothing I've wanted so much in my life. This might sound immature, but I'm totally sure you're the one." And we had just begun. We got hitched in September, our favorite month, with this rock band that played in this old synagogue. And we bought an apartment on West 17th Street and talked about children and getting a dog. Our first anniversary came in a flash, and we promised to take the day off. He had to stop into his office that morning, and so I went walking uptown into this bakery I know. When I heard from the street what I thought was a joke, till I noticed the sirens and saw all the smoke. So I'm running back home with this feeling of dread to the voicemail he left. And the last words he said, "I'm sorry, I don't mean to ruin your evening by bringing up all of this stuff. You're probably wondering why I even called you tonight. Well, today something happened that spooked me alright. I saw this storm cloud of papers fall down from the sky, and I thought of that day, and I started to cry. When as sure as I breathe, I hear John clear as day, saying, "Hey, we're allowed to move on. It's okay. Because I'll be here. Even if you decide to get rid of my favorite sweater, even if you go out on my birthday
sitting at home, letting all of life's moments pass by. You don't have to cry, because I'll be here when you start going back to the places we went to together. When you take off my ring and you let yourself smile, when you meet someone handsome and patient and true, and he says that he wants to be married to you. When you call him one night and he meets you downtown, and you finally answer him yes. Yes, Jason, I will marry you. I will give you my heart. It has taken so long, but I'm ready to start. Right now, John's whispering congrats in my ear, because I finally let myself tell you